You have been played, not by your enemies, not by strangers, by your own mind. Every time you got angry and showed it, someone learned your trigger. Every time you got nervous and filled the silence, someone cataloged your weakness. Every time you reacted before you thought, someone stepped into the space your emotion left open. And they did not even have to be smart, they just had to be calmer than you. You think self-control means not punching the wall. It does not. Real self-control means watching yourself want to punch the wall and asking why, and using that information before anyone else does. There is a type of mind that psychologists call metacognitive, a mind that watches itself think. Most men have never heard that word, and that is exactly why they are predictable, readable, useful to the people above them. The men who actually run rooms, the ones who never seem rattled, never seem desperate, never seem to need anything, they are not calmer by nature. They learn something you were never taught. This video is that something. If you think you are already in control of your own thoughts, I dare you to keep watching, because the next 10 minutes will show you exactly how many times today you were not. There is a version of you that does not react. He watches, he reads, he decides after everyone else has already shown him who they are. Most men will spend their entire life inside the emotion and never once step outside it to see what is actually happening. This channel is for the men who are ready to step outside. This is Dark Male Code. Code 1. The difference between feeling and watching. Most men think emotions happen to them. A mastermind knows emotions are data, and data is for reading, not drowning in. Here's where most men live. Something happens, anger appears. They act on the anger. Later, regret. Then they call it being human. It is not being human. It is being a predictable machine with no override switch. A metacognitive mind does something different. When the emotion arrives, he doesn't merge with it. He steps back. He watches it like a scientist watching a reaction in a petri dish. He asks, why is this here? What is it telling me? And, most importantly, what does someone else gain if I act on it right now? This is the difference between a pawn and the player who moves the pawn. You have watched men destroy their own lives in 5 seconds of emotion. A fight, a message sent at 2 a.m., a reaction that handed someone else all the power in a room. That was not passion. That was a man being used by his own mind. Dark psychology concept, emotional detachment. Not coldness, precision. The man who detaches does not feel less. He feels everything and chooses what to do with it. Code rule. The man who watches his emotion is a strategist. The man who follows it is a soldier for whoever provoked him. Name it, or it owns you. Most men say, I am angry. That is not analysis. That is smoke. The fire is somewhere else. Emotional labeling is one of the most clinically validated tools in human psychology, and almost no man uses it consciously. When you name what you are actually feeling, not the surface emotion, the real one underneath, something neurological happens. Your brain shifts from the limbic system, which is reactive and animalistic, into the prefrontal cortex, which is strategic and deliberate. You stop being triggered, you start thinking. Here is how weak men think. Someone disrespects them in a meeting. They feel rage. They call it confidence when they fire back. Later that night, alone, they feel something else. Shame, smallness, the realization that they were rattled and everyone saw it. Here is how a mastermind thinks. Same moment, disrespect lands. He pauses. He asks, is this anger or is this wounded pride? Is this about what just happened or about the 10 times before this that he said nothing? The answer changes everything, because if you know what you're actually feeling, you can choose what to do instead of being chosen for. Do this once a day, 1 emotion, 4 questions. What am I feeling right now? What triggered it? Is this the real emotion, or is there one underneath it? What unmet need or old belief is driving this? 30 seconds, that is all. Over time, no one can press your buttons because you have already found them yourself. Dark psychology concept, the shadow self. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the part of you that you do not see, the rage that is actually fear, the coldness that is actually grief. When you do not name the shadow, it runs you. When you name it, you run it. Code rule. Emotions you do not name will name you, and the man who names you controls you. The thoughts inside your skull are not yours. You believe you think, you do not. You receive, and you have never questioned who is broadcasting. Every thought that arrives in your head has an origin, a parent who told you what you were worth, a rejection that rewired what you believe you deserve, a school, a culture, a feed of content that silently installed a worldview you now call your own. Metacognitive thinking means you stop treating thoughts as truth. You treat them as visitors, and you check their identification before you let them change anything inside you. The specific thought that destroys most men is this one: I am not good enough for this. Most men hear that and accept it. They do not ask where it came from. They do not ask if there is a single piece of evidence to support it. They just slow down, pull back, disappear, and wonder why their life is smaller than it should be. A mastermind hears that thought and asks, whose voice is that? When was it installed? What is it protecting me from? And is that protection still necessary? That one question breaks the loop. Here is your tool, a thought journal, not therapy, strategy. End of each day, take one thought that limited you, write it down, ask, where did this come from? What evidence supports it? What evidence destroys it? What belief do I choose instead? Do this for 30 days. Your wiring changes. The fear-based operating system you were given gets replaced with one you built. Dark psychology concept, 48 laws of power. Law 28, enter action with boldness. Hesitation born from self-doubt signals weakness. Boldness born from reprogrammed belief signals power. You cannot be bold if the thoughts running your mind belong to someone else. Code rule. A thought you did not choose is a cage someone else built. Recognize the bars. Most men walk into rooms and immediately perform. The mastermind walks into rooms and immediately reads. This is the skill that separates the man who gets played from the man who plays. Not manipulation for cruelty, but awareness as armor. Strategic observation means you split your attention in two. One half is in the conversation, present, engaged, human. The other half is watching the conversation from outside, tracking what is actually happening beneath the words. What you learn to see? The micro-expression that flickers for 0.2 seconds before the professional smile. The pause before an answer that lasts half a second too long. Who interrupts whom and why? The topic that makes someone's response arrive too fast or too slow. The laugh that lands slightly too hard. These are not random. Every one of them is signal. In that meeting where someone laughs at your idea too loudly, a weak man flinches. A man with strategic observation recognizes it immediately. That was a dominance move wrapped in humor, so he does not react emotionally. He calmly reestablishes his position, raises his value in the room, and lets the other man burn the energy on the performance. The science behind this is called theory of mind, the brain's ability to simulate what another person is thinking and feeling. You already have it, you just have not made it conscious. Once you do, what felt like something seems off becomes clear, specific, and actionable intelligence. Dark psychology concept, OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. The man who moves through this loop fastest controls the frame. Strategic observation is the observe and orient in real time, before anyone else has even started the loop. Code rule. In every room, someone is reading and someone is being read.
Decide which one you are before you walk through the door. Code 5. The weapon they use on you every day. You think manipulation looks like someone telling you what to do. It does not. It looks like your own thoughts. Here's what sophisticated manipulation actually is. The manipulator does not give you a command. He plants a seed. He says something that sounds casual, maybe even concerned, and he walks away. Then 3 days later, you come to him with the idea he put in your head, and you call it yours. He agrees. He is pleased. He already knew. This is thought planting. It happens in politics, advertising, relationships, and workplaces. It is happening to you right now in ways you cannot yet see. The tell? Ask yourself, did I arrive at this thought through my own experience and evidence, or did someone guide me here through a series of carefully placed comments, questions, and silences? Silence itself is a weapon. The manipulator who does not respond to your text for 4 hours, that silence is engineered. The person who stares at you without speaking after you share something personal, that silence is a trap. You will fill it. You will say more than you should. You will hand them information they can use. The man who can sit in silence and feel nothing, he is immune to this weapon. He is also terrifying to people who use it. The fake victim is the last trap. The person who always has a story of suffering, who says no one has ever understood them, who makes you feel special for understanding them. They are not broken. They are collecting your empathy as currency. Every investment of emotion you make, they will one day invoice you for it. Dark psychology concept, scarcity principle, plus mirroring. The manipulator creates artificial scarcity of their approval. They mirror your language and emotions to make you feel understood. Both are techniques, and both can be seen the moment you are watching for them. Code rule. The man who understands manipulation does not become a manipulator. He becomes the only person in the room who cannot be touched.
Code 6. Become unpredictable. Become dangerous. When you master the codes above, something changes. Not loudly, not visibly, internally, permanently. You stop reacting to things people say because you now know why they said it and what they expected you to do with it. You stop following your own emotions off cliffs because you now name them before they move your feet. You stop believing every thought that arrives in your skull because you now check its identification first. And the result is this: no one can write your next move. This is the most strategically dangerous thing a man can become. Not violent, not aggressive, not loud, simply unprovocable, unpredictable, calm in situations where every manipulator, every competitor, every person who has benefited from your reactivity expected you to break. The 5-step daily practice. First, observe. What is actually happening inside you right now? Second, label. Is this the real emotion or the surface one? Third, question. Where did this thought or feeling come from? Fourth, choose. What response serves your strategy, not your ego? Fifth, reflect. At end of day, who tried to push a button and how did you respond? That practice, done daily, becomes a system. The system becomes a man. Dark psychology concept, stoic indifference plus amused mastery. The Stoic does not suppress emotion, he processes it privately and moves strategically. Amused mastery means you can see the game and smile at it because you know you have already won the frame. Code rule. The man who cannot be rattled cannot be ruled. Build that man starting today. You are still here. That means something about you already. Most men clicked away the moment this stopped being comfortable. Here is the one thing I want you to carry out of this room. The thoughts in your head are not the truth. The emotions you feel are not the mission. They are signals, and signals are meant to be read, not obeyed. Every man who has ever been controlled started from the same place you were 5 years ago. He just never stopped to ask who was writing his thoughts.
That question, asked daily, is the beginning of something that cannot be taken from you. If this video pulled back a curtain you never even knew was there, type "Mastermind Awakens" in the comments, right now, not tomorrow, now. The world does not remember the man who reacted the loudest. It remembers the man who watched the longest. This is Dark Male Code.